Hey, I'm Dominique with Eastline Outfitter, and I want to share with you a simple drill that we all can do at home. So something simple that we all can practice at home is a reload. Mag change, magazine change, whatever you want to call it. Just a simple skill to practice our reloads to make sure we're swift. For those of you who don't know what a reload is, it's basically when you change the empty magazine from your firearm to a full magazine. So currently on my waist, I'm running a G-code gun belt with my 1911 on my right side with a leather holster, and I have a mag carrier with 2 mags. So pretty much this setup has already been considered very popular among many gun owners. Having your firearm on one side and your extra magazines on the other side can give you a strategic advantage on the way you run your tactics. When doing reloading drills at home, I tend to like to use snap caps. They help allow me to replicate a full mag change without having live ammunition at home. Generally, everyone's gonna have their own carry setup for what works for them and what they're carrying. But this is gonna be a really good way to kind of show the basics that if you do have extra mags, kind of what to at least do. So I don't wanna focus too much on the setup, but more so just the action of the drill. Pretty much what to practice when reloading your mags is definitely drawing from the holster and making sure that you get a good grip on that firearm. So when you pull it out of the holster, it doesn't fall out of your hand. It's not a loose grip. Practicing your draw is the first major element to this, and it's important. One of the things you gotta pay attention to at first is making sure that your hand makes the right contact, that the webbing of your hand gets right under the beaver tail or right into the grip of the firearm, and your hands get in there the right way. So when you pull out your firearm, it's not loppy. You don't have to adjust your grip. You want to practice getting the right grip that works for you on your firearm the moment you touch it while it's in the holster. That needs to be consistent. The reason why is because when you pull your firearm and you make the motion of moving it forward to get set, you don't want to have to think twice about adjusting your grip, or the firearm might be loose and it could fall out of your hand. It's really important. One of the reasons why we practice this as well is just for your safety, to make sure that you're consistent with what you're doing. But right before doing the reload, just practicing getting your hand on that grip, even just by looking at it like I'm doing, is important. The reason why is because you want to work your way up so that you don't even have to look, but you're consistent with your draw all the time. Really important. After you've practiced your draw, then you want to work on making contact with your support hand right in the middle. Once you've made contact with your support hand, you want to align the front sight eye level. So we practice this. So when you actually have to draw your firearm, you've built in these motor skills automatically so you can get on target for what you're going to be shooting at. Now, once we've practiced these basic foundational components, then we can get into the reload. So with the reload, we're going to draw the firearm. Then we'll start moving the support hand towards the magazine, getting it ready in a position where your index finger is pretty much pointing downwards on it, but also with your magazines bullet facing forward. While you're in motion with your support hand heading to your magazine, during that time, pressing the magazine release button to drop the first mag will help speed up the process. So by the time the mag drops to the floor, you're already loading the next magazine into the firearm and making sure that you're having your index finger pointed forward helps guiding the mag into the firearm, and then using the bottom of your palm to just push it in. Real good. Now, I may not be any firearms expert, but I've done a fair share of some training here and there. So when I used to prepare for my matches, this is the type of training that I would do. Because when on a range for a match and you run out of rounds on your mag, you have to be quick to do that reload change. so you can keep going on the match. Generally, everyone's going to have their own technique on how they do their reloads, especially on the type of firearm they have. The reason why that plays a role is because some firearms might have different features than others. Some firearms may have smaller or larger mags. All of these play as factors to the technique. So when you're practicing at home on your drills, and you get comfortable with the basic foundations of getting a good grip on your firearm, getting it set up with your support hand and eye leveled, and just getting used to bringing your support hand to grab your mag, indexing your finger, so that all you really have to do is just make this motion where you're just turning your wrist, just like that. Then you can work on speeding up the process once you find yourself being consistent and comfortable with every step along the way. And once you start speeding up the process, you can start really getting into the fun part. You can start timing yourself on how you go about your loads. But also, most importantly, you should practice on the way that you typically carry. So if you carry concealed, if you carry open, if you carry for competition, whatever it may be, you should practice your reloads at home as a drill to just get you prepared. So if you ever were in a situation where you had to do a mag change, your training kicks in from continually practicing. So pretty much that's an example of doing mag changes. Simple drill that you can do at home with some snap caps, of course. If you have any questions on this simple mag change drill that you can do at home with snap caps, please shoot me a message on my Instagram or leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.